wins A1. And nobody does it better than Jett Lawrence. Oh, Eli Tomac's down. Off to the side of the track. Sexton is down. Sexton has dropped them from the lead. RM Plessinger is down.
Don't count me out. I'm not done yet.
Sexton taking the 450.
I got 32 points. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome. Hey, sometimes the hot mic is a hot mic, Chuck.
It is.
Welcome to round 5 of RM Fantasy SXperts. We are headed to Detroit.
Woohoo.
Yo, I am Chase.
I'm Charles.
We are the SXperts. Pay no attention to that expert portion of the name.
What's that supposed to mean?
Because I am so bad. Like, it's been a slow start to the year, but we're picking up momentum right now, Chuck.
Yep.
How did you do this weekend?
I did pretty.
I stopped asking on Saturday nights
mid.
because I got pissed off about it every week because you'd be like, "Yeah, I got this many," and I was more than I got. How many points you get?
So I got 25 points.
I got 32.
So
closing that gap.
Slowly
What
but
pick
surely.
did you get right?
Well, so I got 4 out of the top 5 correct, just in the wrong order, and then one position off. So I didn't have Anderson in there.
What's crazy is I didn't get a single pick right, but got 32 points. No, I got Tomac right in second. Save my bacon.
Nice work.
Yeah,
he did.
save my bacon. Yeah, he did get second thanks to Jett crashing on the final lap. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I was 20 feet away from that crash.
Dang.
I was right there along that whoop section when Jett crashed. I could not believe it was going down, but it was pretty cool. I posted some stuff. Yeah, follow too. I'm gonna talk to the guys and my team for Race Day Live and see if they want me to, because I would love after the races are over to walk around and do a little recap of what the track looks like.
Yeah.
Because holy crap, if you could have seen what the track looked like after the Triple Crown last weekend, you'd poo your pants. It was that gnarly. So that rhythm lane that was be along like kind of right field where they were going triple or double in. Some guys were tripling with it. They jump onto one table, hop to the next, and then hop off before the little rollers.
Right.
That second table they were landing on, grenades went off all over the place on that thing. Like, I went and looked at it after. I was just like, I can't believe they're jumping like 30 feet onto this thing.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. The whoops were nasty. Crazy.
Sounds like
but
the dirt was kind of interesting because it was super wet, and then they took some out and tried to bring dry dirt back on, and then
so I was there.
It up a little bit.
It was weird because I was there on press day. I was watching them ride, and they would come down like that straight where they're going back, backwards down the start straight before that left-hander, and just dust everywhere because they didn't want to water it because it was really spongy underneath. But after that first left, they'd hit that first double, and then it was just ruts this deep all the way along the face of it. So it was just odd how it was super dry, but then also very soft and ruddy at the same time. And then in the night show, they watered it all day long. There's not as much sun. So, yeah, it got really soft and ruddy. It was pretty wild. Yeah. It was a cool race, though.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about.
Good weekend.
Yeah, 20 tickets to Arlington. We didn't screw it up this week. Yeah, 20 tickets to Arlington. You know the deal. Not in the live comments, but after. So after this video is live, posted on YouTube, go comment and tell us if you can make it to Arlington. I will be at Arlington. Is that a Triple Crown? No. I think it's just a normal East Coast race. I think Nashville might be the first Triple Crown. But anyway, comment in the video if you can make it to Arlington Supercross, how many tickets you will need, and we're going to pick some lucky winners to go. Mm-hmm. And this week also, don't forget, big thing here, it is a day race.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
3 p.m. Eastern. So
that's
if
noon.
you're Pacific, noon.
That's good.
Get your picks in early.
Track walk for me and the riders is like 6:30 a.m. It's going to be an early day. But, yeah, it's going to be cool. Anyway, I'm excited for it. And the broadcast is going to be on, I guess they call it the Big Bird, on NBC. So you can watch on Peacock, but also just be on the big NBC network, which is awesome.
Yes.
All right, let's get into it. This is our KTM leaderboards from Anaheim 2. Let's look how the points were shaken up a little bit. There we go.
Char. Still up there.
How many points do I have total?
241.
Oh, my hell. I have 97 points to 241.
Yeah, Char, Snowflake, 220.
Char. Snowflake holding it down. And then, let's see, Moo for you. Person must have a farm or like cows, but 221.
If you're in the 200s, you're doing good.
If you're in the top 10, you're crushing right now. I mean, that's 10th to first place is just barely over a pick difference, right? Pick and a half. So, yeah, a lot to go. Remember, lowest score, 2 lowest scores are dropped. We got a double points round at some point during the year. So it's going to get shaken up. Look at our SXperts group, though.
We need some of our guys to pick it up.
Luckily, nobody in that.
We're still proud.
Yeah. Luckily, nobody in that. What?
Severe Scott, we're still proud. We're still proud of him. 180 points.
Yeah,
we got to pick it up. Get on top.
But luckily, no one from that leaderboard overall is playing in the SXperts group because we're getting smashed even worse.
Yeah.
And then, Anaheim 2 top scorers. Dren, Penner, 41. Yeah, look at that. 107 points. I kept Kenny in to win. Even though he didn't qualify fastest, I still kept him to win. And it was not good for the number 94 of Ken Rocks. It was not good for multiple riders, and we'll get into that.
Not looking good for Kenny.
Yeah. How about the player stats, by the way? Oh, yeah. I saw a lot of people commenting, but we do have the 7 Deuce, Adam Enticknap.
We do.
Calling in for our show today. Saw him in Anaheim, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's got something cool in the works that we'll talk about.
Cool.
Yeah, let's get to it, though. Let's talk about the actual player stats. I was above average by 2 whole points. Average score was just over 30. Second highest scoring round of the year so far. Average total score per account right now is 105. So you're above that. I'm not. Geez, still no perfect scores.
Yeah.
Interesting. Longest drought since rounds 1 to 7 in 2022. Let's see. Every weekly winner but one put their picks in on race day. That's crazy.
Interesting. Yeah.
That, I guarantee, has never happened.
Yep.
Usually you don't get a weekly prize unless you put your picks in on Sunday and you don't change them the entire week.
Yeah.
But let's see. Almost 11% had 2 picks correct. 40% had 1. 785 had the top 5 in their picks in some order. But that's at 785 sounds like a lot, but when you have 100 and whatever 1,000 players we have, it's not very many at all.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Let's see. Go ahead.
Jett was the top picked rider to not even finish in the top 5. So 91% had him up there.
Dude, what are your thoughts? He got booed, man. I was there in the stadium, and it was on TV. I don't know how loud or how well you could hear it, but in the stadium. So I introduced Jett for one of the races, and when I did that, and when he rode down to the track for opening ceremonies, it was a pretty loud boo. And when he crashed, it wasn't like the, oh, it was the, yeah.
That's harsh. I want to know what the people say about it in the chat.
Yeah, look, I mean, I've talked about it. We call him a kid, even though, he's 20 years old, and some people I think were giving grief for this, like, oh, he's 20, he's not a kid. The thing is, though, this is all Jett's ever known as racing a dirt bike.
Yep.
And honestly, he really is, in my mind, and maybe I'm totally wrong about this, I still feel like mentally he's 17, 18. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have a lot of the life experiences that a normal kid's going to face when you're one of the best dirt bike riders from a teen all the way through, right? So, anyway, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say my whole deal on it. At first, when I saw him grabbing the face mask, I was like, dude, what is he doing? And then, like, once you think about it for a minute, it's like, yeah, he's a kid, made a mistake, let it go.
But he's also not like the whole Anderson thing. I don't want to dwell on this too long, but look, it also proved that he knows he belongs up front. There's a lot of pressure on him, and he's not afraid to get in Jason Anderson's face. I also agree 100% that if it was Eli Tomac or Cooper Webb that pulled off the track that he'd had the same issue with, he's not grabbing their helmets. For whatever reason, he felt like he could do that to Anderson. But anyway, he's got a lot to learn. I'm looking for Jett to turn it around this weekend. It just goes to show you how fickle race fans can be. One weekend you're on top of the world. The next weekend you're getting booed. It's kind of crazy.
Yep.
But anyway, all right. Well, let's get into here. Let's look at our pick pie charts. Just kind of give everybody an idea of what the picks did look like. So Jett Lawrence had 40%. Sexton kind of rebounding there. Interesting. Yeah. Sexton was one of the top picks for first, second, and third. So was Jett. But Sexton, look, it was really cool stat. Shout out Dr. JB. So far, 6 gate drops, right?
Yep.
And we've had 4 winners, right?
Yeah.
The crazy part is that every race so far this year, so we have 6 total gate drops.
Yep.
Out of every gate drop so far, 4 out of those 6, the rider that won got the whole shot and led every lap.
Yeah.
And the other 2, they started third or better. So we haven't had somebody win any gate drop yet who has started outside the top 3.
Yeah.
Just kind of shows you how gnarly this class is.
It is.
Kyrie just told everyone to go with the opposite of my picks. Bummer.
Oh, that's messed up. Well, it's just crazy to me. It's like the main event, the second main event, it was like you had 5 dudes that are top guys, like fighting for 10th place, working their way up.
Sexton, yeah, like they're and they're not just blowing past guys in 10th place, like they're battling.
Yeah,
and they're passing back. Like, when was the last time Eli Tomac or somebody was in 10th place, made a pass, and then got passed back by the dude that they just passed for 10th? It doesn't happen.
Not very often.
Not very often. So, yeah, it's just kind of crazy that when you look at it, it does makes you realize how gnarly this class is. Like Justin Cooper, he qualified fastest. That was a shot in the arm for him.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's pretty wild. But it's cool, though. It's a lot of parity. I do have a question, though, that I have for Enticknap when he calls in about Tomac, Roxon, Cooper, and Anderson. Not Cooper, Justin Cooper, Cooper Webb. Mm-hmm. I do have a question about them because, well, let's talk about it real quick before we get him on here in just a moment. So you look at, we're 4 rounds into this thing.
Yep.
And I feel like Eli Tomac, Cooper Webb, and Jason Anderson, they each won one of those main events. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Cooper Webb didn't. It was Anderson, Webb, and Sexton. But Sexton's already won a main, right?
Yeah.
So Webb and Anderson win one. However, it was just one of the mains. It's not an overall. Sorry, Anderson and Tomac.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
A lot of names I'm throwing out here. They each win one of them, but they didn't win the overall. And then Coop won the overall, but didn't even win one of the mains. Yeah, so Cooper's won an overall, but still hasn't crossed the finish line first. So how I look at it is that those 3 guys, even though they kind of can take a breath, like, okay, I can do this. Like, I can rip a start and I can beat all these guys, pretty easily. Or not easily, but look what Anderson and Tomac did, right? But there's still pressure to win because, and I haven't looked at the stats. I didn't have time to look this up.
Guess who's there all the time?
What?
Webb.
Well, Webb's always there, but my question is, what's the latest we've gone into a season before a rider got their first win and then still went to win the championship? Because think about it. If Cooper Webb wins this weekend, that's 5 races in. Let's say Jason Anderson wins the next week. Now we're 6 races deep. Tomac still hasn't won a race. Could Tomac win a championship if he hasn't won a race by round 7 or round 6? Like, is it at that point, like, so you're almost halfway through the season?
Yeah, from first place to 6th in the points. 13 points down is the furthest away in 6th.
Mm-hmm.
That's Anderson. So that's how tight it is. I mean,
that's crazy. Well, look,
if it's still that tight.
Are we ready to rock and roll, Sid and Nick? We're gonna get Enticknap on. I want to know, and I have a point to go do an interview with Tomac and Webb and ask them that very question, to be like, hey, is there some urgency here? Like, yes, you're gaining points, but like you got to start winning some of these things before it starts to get away from you. Well, this is our ASV guest caller. He is the seven. His voicemail, literally, it's the Supercross voice. The 7 Deuce. Yeah. There he is, right there. Adam Enticknap. What's going on, man?
What's up, boys? Good to see ya.
Dude, I saw
Good to see you too.
Saw him under a 10 Anaheim too, just smiling ear to ear. It made my day, dude. We were talking, chit-chatting. Hey, you got a little coloring book coming out. Do you tell us about that?
Well, actually, I do. I have a little children's book that's going to be coming out here pretty soon. I'm very excited about it. I have a new little man of mine that just turned 2, and he's got the bug just like I do. So I wanted to make him something that he could kind of like look up to. I feel like there's a lot of books out there right now that don't exactly pertain to racing and don't have a lot to do with, just a regular kid like me that grew up and had a dream and always wanted to race Supercross. And it started at a fairground, and I made that dream come true. So I just wanted to make a good little at-home story that had some cool pictures of dirt bikes and show the kids that if you put your mind to it, your dreams can come true.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
Any music coming out recently? I haven't heard much from the 7 Deuce. What do we got?
Dude, I have so much music in the vault right now. I need to start putting some of it out. I send it to a few of the key suspects to just see how it feels. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of good music right now. I'm working on a whole motocross rap album and then a little bit of country stuff on the side. But the next thing you'll hear from me is for sure another motocross rap album, which I probably have 6 or 7 songs done right now, and I think I want to get about 10 or 11.
Like Jelly Roll, dude. Starting with the rap, making his way into country, doing a little bit of everything. I like that.
There you go. I love it.
Interesting.
Hey, man, we were just talking about this. Let's dive into racing here. We are being treated to what could be one of the best Supercross seasons of all time. We say it every year, right? Look, beating the dead horse, but there really are 6, 7 dudes that are going to win a race this year. Anderson last year, we're just like, we don't know what's going on. Didn't win a race. This year, he is going to win one of these main events, right? Tomac's going to win one. Cooper Webb's probably the best Cooper Webb that we've ever seen because he's got more raw speed this year than I think we've ever seen out of him since coming from his 250 days. The real question I have is, so we're 4 rounds in. This week, Detroit, round 5. We still have Cooper Webb. So Cooper won the overall, but didn't win one of the races. So it's kind of hard to I don't know how he feels about it, but you still got to tick off that box of crossing the finish line first, in my opinion, before you're going to feel good about actually winning the race. But so we still have Webb, Tomac, and Anderson, who have not crossed the checkered flag first in a race. Well, okay, Tomac did it, right? But it wasn't for the overall. So do you still feel like there's pressure on these guys because we were talking about it. Like, let's say Tomac doesn't win this weekend or next weekend because Cooper wins or Anderson wins or we get a repeat winner. We could be 6, 7 rounds deep before a Tomac or an Anderson gets their first win of the year. And is it too late at that point?
Honestly, I was really thinking about this the other day, and I think you're 100% correct. I think that Tomac or Webb or even a guy like Anderson, like you said, might not get a win between, until round 6 or 7. But my thing is that I think these guys have to look at this series a little bit differently. And I think that's what these guys are doing right now. We've never seen the field this stacked. And I think you have to take a little bit of that, Dungy method with you where you don't have to necessarily worry about winning, but you have to be up there every single time. And I seen that come to fruition this weekend for Cooper Webb, where he went out, he got good starts every single time. And the problem is Cooper Webb could have been a winner if he would have got the whole shot. I have no doubt in my mind that Cooper Webb would have got a win if he would have got a whole shot. But he didn't get the whole shot, but he was good enough to be up front every single time. You're seeing Jett make little mistakes. We're seeing Sexton make a few little mistakes, but he has the speed. this season isn't going to be necessarily who can win the most. This season's about who can be up front the most consistent to get the championship.
Yeah, because Tomac and Webb, when they won their titles, they were winning 7-8 races a year.
Yeah.
I don't think they know this. It's like, I'm not going to have to win 7 races this year to win this title, because every year it's going to be flip-flopping so much that it's like, I think you're right. Just, I got to finish on the podium, but you still want to get that win, right? To just kind of like establish yourself, but
I mean, dude, we're athletes. We want to win practice. We want to win qualifying. We want to win absolutely everything you can. But that's what I mean is, like, there's just so many good guys now that you have to look at it in a different way. If you seen, I think it was the second moto, everybody was up there. Every single rider, and they just stuck right there. They were all at the same pace. They couldn't really do anything. Nobody was making any passes. It was all the same thing. And I think that's what's going to be so difficult about this season. If you don't have perfect starts over and over and over again against the best riders in the entire world, which is like virtually impossible, you're not going to get that win. You have to be in the top 3 and make a few quick moves, and then you have to put a perfect race together to get these 450 main event wins, and it's going to be very difficult. I think you were right on point. I don't think you're going to see a guy that wins the championship win 7 times.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious about Jett too. So, like, we saw him outdoors look so flawless, then A1 looked amazing, and then he's kind of been struggling ever since the mud, and it was dry last weekend. Do you think struggling in the mud and maybe the little controversy going on, do you think that's getting to his head, or what? Do you have any thoughts of what's going on with him?
I mean, my thoughts are his bike's terrible, to be honest. Just realistically, you watch the bike, it's so twitchy in the front, and the bike just looks too stiff. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Jett does not look like he's gelling with that bike. And something I did see this weekend that, man, I like Jett. I have so much respect for Jett. I have a couple buddies in the 450 class like Chase Sexton and Ken Roxon that I'm cheering for more for sure, but I respect what Jett can do. But I think something that happened to Jett this weekend that really made a change in him that you're going to see for the rest of the season is about mid-main event. When he got into second place behind Tomac, I seen him look over at the triple, and he looked right at Tomac, and I could see Jett go, okay, watch this, everybody. I'm going to put it down right now, and I'm going to get this guy, and I'm going to show everybody on this planet that I'm the fastest guy. And he could not touch Eli Tomac. And I think that was the very first time in his career that he realized, oh man, I'm not the fastest guy. I'm not the fastest guy on the track anymore. I'm not the big dog. I'm going to have to not only do this with speed, but I'm going to have to do this with smarts. I'm going to have great racecraft. I'm going to have to get the whole shots. This is not going to be easy. And I think that happened. What happened in that third main event, man, that hit Jett hard.
It was funny. I was in the airport coming back, and I saw Lucas Myrtle, and I went over and I talked to him. And for those who know, Lucas Myrtle is Jett's agent. Talked to him for a second. I was like, "Hey, man," just introduced myself, and I said, "Hey, could have been a great night for Jett. Just I think the first race, it's a pass, right? Just came together with another rider, but that last race was on Jett." And I said, "Almost a great night." And he's just like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, man." And I said, "What was the conversation like at the truck after?" He's like, "He took the bait. We told him," he's like, "Don't take the bait." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And he's like, he could see Tomac, and he saw Eli make a little mistake, and instead of just, and Jett knew, or at least we were confident he knew, that passing Eli did absolutely nothing for the overall finishing positions. It would not have mattered to. And so he saw Tomac, he saw him make a little mistake, and he tried to make that extra little push, crashes on the last lap. And I was just like, okay, like that explains perfectly why Jett probably did what he did. Because I don't know if he was pushing too hard or what, but it kind of gave me like that mental, like that, just like, okay, like I kind of see where Jett's at. And maybe you're right. Maybe Jett was like, this is my chance to show the world, like, or to have that battle with Tomac, and just couldn't make it happen. And it brings up a really good point that Jett's not invincible. He's got a lot to learn, but he'll learn from it, right? It's a growing process. And Supercross it's gnarly. It comes at you quick. But anyway, yeah.
Well, I think the bike's got to be better too. I mean,
so?
his front end it's very twitchy. It's very stiff. I think the bike's got to be better. I heard at A1 he had the forks off a few times during practice.
Well, they said they were stiff at A1, right?
Yeah, and he said they were stiff at A1. I heard. I don't know that for a fact. You probably know better than that, Chase. But I know that that bike is not working like he needs it to work to win. Tomac, I do know that after A1, he did a lot of testing, and I heard that he looked like the old Tomac right after A1, and they made some adjustments. So I think that's what you were seeing coming to life in the mud. I don't think that was just, mud racing and seeing Tomac kind of get back because it was muddy. I think that was a little bit of bike setup and confidence in himself. So
I think the field,
Jett's got to get the suspension setup dialed.
I think the field should be a little bit more worried about Tomac, just because if you look at the 4 races we've had, 2 of them were mudders. So this really is, or A2 really was Tomac's second race, if you want to call it that, where he actually got to ride the bike at the speed that he can go and see if the bike was working how he wanted it to. So really you could say that was Tomac's second race in, and look how much he improved from A1 to that. Goes out, checks out. I'm just like, dude, it only took realistically 2 dry races for Tomac to figure this out. So I feel like Tomac, if anybody's just like, because we all know with Tomac, man, it's like once he gets the bike sorted and that dude feels like I can be who I need to be or want to be, it's like, look out, So he just needs his starts figured out. But
yes,
good luck,
he does
dude.
need his starts figured out. But I seen him in that third main top front about 3 times. And he just put the perfect front wheel slide in the corner and just stuck his foot out and was so nonchalant. And I'm like, ooh, that boy is cooking right now.
Coming back down the start straight, he was just wide open, and I could hear him just giving a little clutch to control it. And he's dude, he would drift all the way down that start straight coming in the corner and just never lets off the gas, dude. That's it's, dude, on press day, I kid you not, bro. On press day, I was standing right there where the mechanics were at, watching all the dudes come by. I could close my eyes and tell you when Tomac was coming past me.
Just by the sound.
It's different the way he rides a motorcycle, dude. You could hear it.
Yeah, Tomac's, he's unbelievable. I heard he goes through like a clutch practice, clutch a moto, and then he also goes through like a set of rear brake pads almost every single night. I mean, that dude, he is the meaning of American motocross and muscling it. He just hammers the throttle.
Yeah, because I asked his mechanic, or I asked somebody else about the brake pads. I was like, how does he wear out brake pads? He's like, cuz dude, he comes into corners so fast that they use the rear brake. They're dragging it through corners because it helps keep the rear wheel sucked into the rut and settled. And so they're dragging the brake on purpose as they accelerate out of corners to not let the bike react too much. I'm just like, my gosh, like. They're using the brakes to go faster. Like, that makes 0 sense to me.
And he just hammers the brake down and holds it wide open around, and just jumps like 3/4 down that start straightaway and keeps it pinned in. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was the most beautiful, picturesque thing I've ever seen.
I think the best story Adam's ever told was at Salt Lake Supercross, dude. It was like 2016. Tomac was when he came from like dead last and then won by like 5 seconds over Dungey. And there was this right-hand turn. So they do whoops, left-hander. Don't ask me why I remember all this. Triples in. Then there's like this small right-hand berm that Tomac's accelerating up it and still somehow pivots. And, dude, he'd come down that start straight, same scenario. And I remember Adam telling me, he's like, bro, he's like, when Tomac was behind me, all I could hear was, wah, 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 wah. Like, you just knew, like, this fire-breathing dragon was coming at you.
Yeah,
it
bro,
blows my mind,
the green monster. The green monster was coming, and you better get out of the way, baby.
It's so wild to hear him ride a bike, dude. Anyway, okay, moving on. Are there any, like, Coop's going to be in this thing? Tomac and Coop are the 2 guys I'd be worried about. Anderson, like, he just needs to he so far to me, he looks like he's solved, and maybe it was the bike. He talked about this bike being a little bit more predictable, not as pitchy and some other stuff. Because last year he just kept making those weird mistakes, right? This year he looks more comfortable on the bike. So, dude, yes. But again, him, Tomac still don't have that win. Do you think Kenny can win one of these things?
I personally believe that Kenny can. He's never had the speed like I've seen out of him this year, but I've also never really seen him crash this much. You know, he's definitely one of my favorite guys off the track, and I love watching him ride. And I was thinking about it, you know, like with Detroit coming up and it's kind of slick there, and, you know, he's really good at throttle control. He's always good at that type of track. But I also want to see him get a couple finishes under his belt before I necessarily would say he's going to win. Yeah. But Ken Roczen at any moment, I think, could pull off a win if he gets a start. And he seems to get good starts on that Suzuki. And it's been so weird how he's had these like little misfortunes where it's just like, what was that? What happened? You know, these are so not Ken-like.
Right.
And I don't know if that's because he's pushing harder or, you know, it's just unlucky and just weird, unlucky stuff happening, which happens, you know, we're riding dirt bikes, but he hasn't been as consistent as we've seen him in the past.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's just had it's like Malcolm Stewart and Craig. You're just like, dude, you got to catch a break. But I think Kenny, I think he could get a win. I think it's going to be kind of like maybe St. Louis last year where he rips a whole shot, just things kind of work out just right. But who knows? Maybe it's like he gets one, that gives him that confidence, and then Kenny maybe knocks off one or two more. I feel like I had him picked to win at A2. I just felt like a Triple Crown was going to suit him well. He's a good starter. He's one of the best sprinters out there. But like you said, man, it was just like bad luck after bad luck and just never quite put it together.
I think we'll see a win from Ken once you see him stay off the ground for a couple rounds. Okay. I think his priority right now is to I mean, it's always to win, don't get me wrong, but I think he's really frustrated with how fast he is and how he can win and he can't stay off the ground. And right now, I think Kenny's agenda is to just get on the podium and try to keep, you know, two wheels on the dirt.
Right on.
Yeah. Well, with all that said, who do you think has the best shot at the title right now?
Honestly,
that's what I'm doing.
I really want to go with Webb. I mean, I just see he's so solid. And that's just me off this beginning of the season. You know, in the past, when we've seen when we've seen Cooper Webb be this solid and this consistent and this fast, this early, you know, it's very lethal. I mean, it's dangerous. And Cooper Webb just seems like he's strong, he's happy, and he has that end of the race fitness. And that is very dangerous. Right now, if I had $1 million in my hand, I'd probably put it on Cooper Webb. But then again, you know, Chase won the championship last year and he's had some misfortunes, but man, is he fast.
Look at that first main, dude. Him, Anderson, and Tomac all won him easy.
Like I was like, wow, Chase is finally like feeling that KTM. So it's hard. I mean, I'm going with either Chase Sexton or Cooper Webb. And the only reason, I know there's probably some Tomac haters out there, but the only reason I'm not going with Tomac right now, this is my big worry with Tomac. We all know he has the speed. We know he has the speed. There's no question about that. He showed that at the Triple Crown. But he had that Achilles injury. And at the very first round, to me, it looked like in practice he had the speed. And then at the end of the night, it didn't look like he had the fitness. And I don't doubt that Eli Tomac is training his butt off, but there is nothing that you can do when you come off an injury to be back where you were in full-blown race shape. And I think it might take a little bit of time for that 20-minute moto for him to be able to last that entire time and not drop back to fourth or fifth. You know, you'll see him get that speed and then maybe drop back a few spots. And I'm wondering if it might be too late in the championship for him to make up those points. So that's the only reason I'm going with Chase and Cooper right now.
If Tomac comes out and wins this weekend, I'm going to put him as the title favorite. That would. I feel like whoever wins this weekend or the first repeat winner could be Jett, could be Chase. Just feel like, but that's the gnarly thing. Last thing I'm going to say is you talked about they're all so fast. But, dude, in that second race, Tomac and Sexton were passing each other multiple times for 10th. You're just like, and they've got to just be like, what the hell is going on? Like, I just passed Tomac, and he just passed me back, and we're literally in 10th place right now. Like, that's pretty insane. And then both those guys with a whole shot win by 6-7 seconds. And then Anderson did it. So it's an incredible season. We're in for a treat. I just hope this weekend we see another race winner and we just keep having these conversations of what is going on. But, well, hey,
and we didn't even mention AP, and he's got the red plate. I love it. This is going to be great.
Man. I forgot about AP. Who needs redemption? And, well, if AP wins another race, throw him up there, right? I think everyone but he backed it up in A2. He just didn't have that sprint speed that the other dudes had, but he was up there consistently. And that's what you have to do. So props to AP, man. He held his own. And he was outside of Cooper Webb, he was the most consistent guy. Just didn't have like the second or first place finish to get that low score for the night, but I think he proved a lot of people wrong this weekend and it wasn't like he was getting dropped. He just was off that 10th of a second per lap, right? Because it took Jett and those guys 4 or 5 laps to finally make the pass on him. So it's not like as soon as they caught him, they just got around him. So it'll be good, man. Well, hey, I saw your kid, by the way, dude. He's already a monster. He's freaking huge already. I don't know where the time goes, but Mr. 7 Deuce out of Enticknap, we appreciate your time. You still doing Monster Jam?
Yes, I am. I'm actually in Florida right now. I just got done doing Monster Jam a few hours ago. So I'm the color analyst for Monster Jam. I get to call all the stadium series, and it's pretty fun. Get to hang out with Gravedigger and Maximum Destruction, Megalodon, and all the guys. So it's been a cool change. It's been a cool change.
Well, I'll tell you what, filling in for Lurch, I'm doing it in Detroit. It's a different beast when you're down there in the stadium. I hope my voice can last, but it's cool now because now I get to see what Adam got to see all these years down on the floor racing his dirt bike. Well, hey, man, we appreciate, we love you. Thanks for taking the time to do this. Hope to see you a lot more this year, and best of luck with everything, including your book that you got going on.
Heck yeah. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you having me on. Stoked.
All right, brother. We'll talk soon.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.
Later, guys.
Such a good guy right there.
Such a good guy.
Hey, yo, track trends. Let's get into it. That was our ASV guest caller with Adam Enticknap. Man, whether it's a dome stadium, don't have to worry too much about inclement weather until we probably get back to Detroit or Seattle. I don't know what round that is, but this is going to be really short lap times, like in the mid-40s, like 48-second lap times. They're going to be doing a lot of laps, but the 450s go first this weekend. So they're going to be first heats and first main event. Give the 250s a taste of their own medicine. So the 250 guys, the first race of the year for the 250s, they're going to have a destroyed track because 48-second lap times, they're probably going to do like 27 laps. That track's going to be hammered.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get destroyed.
But I don't know. Anything you're seeing, Chuck?
Nothing too crazy, just a smaller track.
Yeah, we're getting into football stadiums, which means you typically get shorter lap times. They just don't have the floor space to build those longer lap time tracks. But we'll see, man. This could be very start dependent because you've got 2 rhythm lanes. Neither one is very long.
Yeah. So
maybe the whoops could be a factor, but yeah, it's going to be all about the starts. I got a feeling coming up. And Prado's out. He's gone. Yep. So one less rider to mix things up. All right, Fox Top Contenders. We already talked about it. After 6 gate drops, every winner started 3rd or better, and 4 have led start to finish. All right. Plessinger, dude, we got to start the red plate. Give the man credit where it's due.
Yep.
He's going to be in my top 5. Well, same. I gave Sid my picks, and now that I think about it, I didn't even put AP in there. I'm such a low-key AP hater. Like, not on purpose, though.
Dude, don't do that to him, dude.
He's the first guy I put in there.
Is he?
Now.
We're 5 rounds into this thing, and I still don't put him in my top 5. Like, I forget.
Well, yeah, based on this year's stats, you kind of have to.
You have to, and then I don't do it. And then we're back in Detroit. where obviously he's heartbreak, but also the best race he had ever had.
Yeah.
So, and he just won. Still has the red plate. Okay.
He's going to be fired up.
We're going to read off the picks that I gave to Sid originally, but I'm going to make a, what do they call it in football? An audible? I got to do it. An audible.
Okay.
We'll do it when we get to our picks.
Sounds good.
So he's gone 4-5-1-3 to start the year. At A2, he went 6-4-3, so he just got better. Jet gave him a gift at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those baby gifts. Jet giving out more of those?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Average finish per gate drop of 3.83.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. His qualifying, dude, he's only qualified better than 10th one time. And I thought that would ruin him last week because he was outside the top 10. I guess it didn't matter for the 8 for the number 7, dude. He's got the second lowest average start per gate drop. That's what you got to look at, 4.67. So whatever he's figured out is helping him on starts. And the next best average, so the third best average start is 7.
Yeah.
So he's like 3 spots better almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah, starts are important on this one, obviously.
Yeah. Hasn't started worse than 8th in all 6 gate drops. Yeah, and he's the points leader.
Mm-hmm.
Cheapers. He's led 15 laps this season. All in 3 rounds. What a stud. Okay. Let's get to second place overall. Well, you want to do that? Well, now let's just move on now. Do Tomac, dude.
Okay.
What do you got?
Let's go on to Tomac.
Where are you going to play him in your picks? I'm sold, dude. Like, after I realized that this was like basically his second real race, taking away the 2 mutters,
Yep.
he looked like the old Tomac to me.
He looked really good.
I'm sold on the Tomac train.
Maybe I'll have to expound on this later, but there's 2 guys that impressed me a little bit more this weekend.
Who?
So Jett and Anderson, they were making their way up. They were passing more people than these other guys. So Tomac did really good when he was out front, but these other guys were making passes on a track that was tough to pass on.
I mean,
so I didn't put him on top.
Well, I didn't say put him on top, but like, is he? I mean, he's in your top 5, right?
I didn't put him in my top 5.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh boy. It's gonna get spicy.
We just heard the O's from the crew behind the camera. Okay.
Yep.
Crazy, dude.
I don't know, dude.
So let's see.
Give me a stat.
His starts are all over the place. Of 6 gate drops, he's only started better than 9th twice.
Hey, you're only as good as your last gate drop, homie. And what did he do? Okay, his last start in that third wasn't even that great. He just snuck up the inside, but confidence will do things to a man. All right? Okay.
So he's only finishing about 1.5 spots from where he's starting. He hasn't finished better than 5th when starting outside the top 5. The 2024 overall finishes of 9-2, 9-2. Interesting.
Conspiracy.
Could be a conspiracy. I don't know. Yeah, led 14 laps last round and won the 3rd main event.
Here's the one thing I found. Finished exactly where he started in 3 of his last 5 main event gate drops. So, yeah. I don't know. Took 3rd in Detroit last year after qualifying 5th. Won there in 2022. All right. I mean, yeah. Jett Lawrence. We already talked about it. Oh, we got a couple highlights for Jett, too. Sid, cue the Jett Lawrence highlights. I haven't even seen these yet. By the way, should I say it? It's my birthday today.
Happy birthday.
39 years young
Lawrence,
today.
who would have finished second overall, crashes.
And have the points to put words in his mouth.
And then on the last lap, Lawrence,
So yeah,
who would have
right
finished
there,
second overall,
I'm literally,
crashes.
I could,
And have the points
I'm
to put words in his
20,
mouth.
30 feet away.
And then
And
on
I
the
don't know,
last
like,
lap,
they
Lawrence,
say bit
who
the
would have
bait.
finished second overall,
But,
crashes.
I don't know.
And
It's
have
interesting.
the points to put words in his
It's
mouth.
not looking good for Jett.
And then on the last lap, Lawrence,
Bike was stiff.
I guess.
I think it was Moto 1.
I'm not good enough to look at their bikes and say it's stiff. But
Well, right after the start. I think this is it. Yeah.
yeah. And that was all on him.
Yep.
Just made a weird little mistake. I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, coming off there.
AP got lucky. Did he clip AP's rear wheel right there? Kind of looked like it.
See that again.
You know what's not looking good right now
He was
is
going for Anderson.
I don't know.
Too soon.
No, Anderson wasn't even close to him. Okay.
I don't know. When it
Just
wants to push
messing.
out, I think stiff too, just like Adam was saying. But anyway,
All right. Since getting the whole shot at Anaheim 1, he's only started better than 5th one time. His average start since A1 is 10.2. He only has the one podium. He's got a 1.946. Hasn't started or finished better than 4th or finished better than 3rd his last 5 gate drops. I don't know, but I don't know, man. Hasn't led a lap since round 1. So he won in Detroit on a 250 in 2022. So, I mean, put him on your box. He's not dominating, right? I'm curious to see the pick pie chart going into Saturday.
Yeah, that'll be super interesting. I actually put him on top.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I agree.
I think he learns his lesson, and he's gonna. I mean, maybe he's just pushing it a little too hard, and maybe that's why he crashed. But I don't think he's gonna make the same mistakes.
Jett is one of the few riders in the class right now where if he starts 8th, could come up to win. But on a 48-second lap time or lap track, is it like if you don't start in the top 5, that's a track where it could be a lot tougher to make up time.
It could be.
So we'll see.
Got to start good.
Let's see. 745 Moto fans. Oh, no, wait. Who's got Jett for the dub? Sean65 does. All right. Chase Sexton. What's your take on him letting Jett go by? Just wasn't comfortable at the pace? Didn't want to make a mistake?
My personal opinion, I feel like he's riding in his own element. He's confident in his own abilities and maybe not going to push it to where he crashes. He's got to stay consistent.
My 2 theories. Didn't matter for the overall. Maybe Chase knew of Jett, and I don't know this for sure. Maybe Jett passing him, Chase knew like it ain't going to change where I'm going to finish overall. Or Jett had some lines and Chase wanted to figure out where he was faster.
Yeah.
But he clearly let him by.
Yep.
You know what? Friday, I'm going to try and get an interview with Chase and ask him about that.
You should.
I should, because
That'd
I'll be
awesome.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. But, dude, he ripped that whole shot in the first one. And he got – it's kind of – you don't think about it, but he got second in the last one. Like, after he let Jett by here, Jett obviously went down. But he still got – I got a first and a second.
Yeah.
So, Chase is –
he's riding really good.
Sneaky good right now.
He's not making the mistakes that he's been plagued by. So,
but again, we're only
really good.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think, man, now I'm like mentally trying to convince myself to put Sexton up on top.
Yeah, 2024 overall finishes of 3.185. Only rider to lead laps more than one round.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's second in points. He's only 4 behind AP, 2 ahead of Webb. Let's see. He started in the top 4 and 4 of 6 main event gate drops this season. Dude, Sexton might be your guy. He won in Detroit last season. After qualifying first, he started 7th. So, yeah, okay. Jason Anderson.
Anderson.
He's kind of like Plessinger. I have him in my top 5.
Yeah.
But, dude, I'm excited. But look at this. Here we go. We got some recaps for him. So this was the 3rd one. Oh, that sucks.
Bummer.
Anderson would have won the overall. Okay.
Yeah, and then
this is the one that he got fined for.
Yeah.
So he got fined for.
Oh, right here he crashed, and then he rode down the
going
whoops.
off of the whoops right here.
Which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Just
right
keep
here.
Watching. Keep watching.
Yeah, he didn't gain a position, but
No, he didn't.
Skipped
he was cruising.
the whole rhythm lane.
I guess their argument, the AMA, was that he could have easily gotten back on the tracks in the whoops, but chose to go like around them. But the thing is, there's nobody behind him, nobody in front of him. He didn't pass anybody.
Yeah.
I think it's just like the lap time itself. Like it's making it faster.
I agree. I'm not saying it was right. I'm just like he didn't. Whatever. Okay. And then but that pass he had on Webb was sick.
Yeah.
What a boss.
With
and dude,
authority.
It's hard to see right there, but I was behind that. He came in that corner so hard, and when he started to brake, he nose wheelied into that corner. He was braking so hard right here. You can kind of see it. Rear wheel
there?
came off the ground. That's how
that's
fast
awesome.
he came in. That was sick.
So that other thing I noticed throughout the night, the people tripling in,
Yeah.
it seemed like it was quicker than the guys doubling.
Yeah,
doing a
not
different
by a
rhythm.
lot. You had to do it every lap and do it consistently because it was like it wasn't a ton faster because like you see Webb right here. They come out pretty close, but it was a good place to make a pass, absolutely. But Anderson doing that was just a boss move.
Yep.
Webb was sick, I hear. That's what he was saying after the fact.
Yeah.
Anyway,
through.
He's gone 2:12.54, so he's outside of the mud race. He's been very consistent. Finished one spot away from where he qualified in the last 2 rounds. And let's see here. Yeah, got penalized. He's sitting 6th in points. He's 13 back, which, again, if he wins this weekend, put Jason up there in that championship talk for sure. And he started 3rd or better and half the gate drops this year.
Yep.
So it's looking pretty good.
Sounding really good.
How many points was he docked?
I don't know exactly how many.
Because he would have been like 3rd overall, I think, if he hadn't got docked.
Yep.
Dude, so Jett crashing and then Anderson going down or getting docked. How much money did that put in AP's pocket? Because a 2nd place overall, no, he got 3rd overall. 3rd place overall is probably, I don't know, 25, 30K bonus for a factory rider. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Mail him a check. Who else do we need to cover here real quick? We talked about Webb. Did we talk about Webb yet?
We haven't.
Oh, my gosh.
Got to talk about him.
Dude, what a freaking stud. Let's get to Webb here. He's gone 6-11-2-1. Again, didn't win one of the races last week. By the way, they're not calling them 3 mains. It's just races. So I'm trying to get my verbiage right so I don't screw that up. He's 3rd in points. He's only 2 back of Sexton, 6 behind AP. Man, tell you what, he hasn't started worse than 7th in a gate drop yet. Oh, man. He only led a lap last time, and he won the overall. Consistency, like Enticknap was saying, you don't have to win half the races this year. But if there's any rider where I feel like he's going to be up front consistently on the podium, like over Tomac, over anybody, I would take Cooper Webb. If you're like, you give me one rider this season that is not going to finish outside the top 4, I'm going to say Cooper Webb.
Yep. I agree 100%.
That spells championship in a weird way. Detroit 2022. Remember when he cased that double and then landed on Sexton? Mm-hmm. Like, forgot what rhythm lane he was in?
Yep.
Well, when does that ever happen? I mean, these dudes talk about how they can they can memorize a track in 2 laps. I don't know. Took 2nd in Detroit last year after qualifying 6th, starting 3rd. So he was good in Detroit last year. Okay.
Sounds promising.
Where's he at in your top 5?
Let me check.
Let me check.
Where are we at?
I have him on
I
my
have
box.
him on 2nd.
Oh, you and me both, dude.
Yep.
What?
Solid pick.
Oh, we got Sid's pick. Sid, do you have your picks in here?
Yeah, dog.
I like that.
Me and Nick wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
We're tired of being ignored.
She has more points than you. Oh.
Sid is out for blood. Okay, so those are your top contenders, right? Dylan Ferrandis, you know what's interesting is Dylan Ferrandis, I'd have to go look at his stats from last year, but he made this jump. Justin Barcia, what are you going to do with this guy? Hasn't done anything to prove he should be in the top 5 conversation. Same thing for Malcolm Stewart, Justin Cooper. Like, what's going on at the Rockstar Husky tent? Is everything okay over there?
I don't know.
Has there ever been a worse start to a season for a factory racing team in the last 8 years? Like, has there ever been this bad of a start to a season for a factory team? I'm not no hate. I'm just curious because it's ugly over there.
Yeah.
Those dudes have just, I mean, Stewart was okay, but he still was like just around 10th. Craig just looks like he's, well, I don't know what Craig's doing.
I don't know.
I'm not going to say it looks like he's just rolling around, but.
Well, Stewart's he's running into a little bad luck here and there.
Both are. Mm-hmm. I wonder if Ramsey, their team manager, is just finish the races. We don't care where you finish the race. Because the last thing they want is more PR showing their guys crashing or coming off the track. I don't know. It's just not looking good for Kenny.
Not looking good for
Kenny. Or Malcolm or Christian.
Not looking good for Kenny.
But anyway, Ferrandis. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I mean, talking about the Huskies, we want to talk about the wild card?
Yeah, real quick, though. Let me make my point on Ferrandis.
Okay.
He has gone 5-6-6-9 to start the year. And he talks so much about in the offseason, loves the bike. The new Honda, right? He's working with, what's the guy's name over there? Factory Connection. Ziggy. I think it's Ziggy. But what's interesting, though, is like he still just looks like the Ferrandis that we saw on the Yamaha.
Yeah.
He was that 4th to 6th place guy, and he's the 4th to 6th place guy this year on the Honda.
Yeah.
So
5, 6,
how
6,
much
9.
of that was all up here? I couldn't tell you. But going to that new bike has not done anything as far as his results go. So, I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. Riding real good, real consistent.
Yeah.
I used to be the man back in the day.
Yeah. All right, Wildcard. Go ahead. Fly Racing, Wildcard watch. Charles, start us off. It's 15th.
Well, 15th place. So, I don't know. It could be a little tricky. I mean, you got to make sure whoever you pick makes it into the night show.
I feel like this is easier than 12th, though.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we've had a couple guys throughout the season that you would expect to make the night show that didn't. So I guess that's kind of what I was thinking. But yeah, Christian Craig, we were talking about the Husky guys. So I've got him in that range right as of right now. So 2024 overall finishes, 2014, 2014.
Oh, gosh. We all love Craig, but oh, gosh. I mean,
it's been
last year was rough, and this is worse than last year. I
don't know. Maybe he'll turn it around. But as far as stats, things like that are going right now.
Craig and they just need to win a heat, just get some sort of momentum going.
Yep,
it's brutal.
So, yeah, has started 10th or better in 2 of 4 of his last main event gate drops. Got his 2 best main event ever finishes last round. So heat, race 2.
What are you saying right now?
Race 3.
Okay. This year, though. This year?
This year.
Okay.
This year.
Man, not to call them mains, so.
Yeah, you told me not to call them mains for the Triple Crown.
I was just trying to clarify. Okay.
Yeah, finished 6th in Detroit last season after qualifying 7th and starting in 10th.
Okay.
He didn't finish in the top 10 until round 5 last season.
Okay. 15th.
Interesting.
Benny Bloss. So far this year, he's gone 15-20. His best finish in any of the races or gate drops this season was a 15th. He hasn't started better than 16th in all of his gate drops. Took 11th in Detroit last season after qualifying 11th, starting 13th. So Prado's out, right? So give
Prado's
all
out.
These guys one spot.
Yep.
Got to remember that, too. Mm-hmm. And we don't know what's going on with AC.
We don't.
That gives another spot to Bloss and Craig and these dudes. So that's one thing to factor in. Well, I don't know. AC, you said's on the entry list?
Yeah, he's on the entry list, but we don't know for sure if he's going to be racing or not.
Okay.
So watch qualifying.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, okay. Let's see. Yeah, Benny Bloss is a good pick. Dean Wilson, he's gone 16-16-10. So he does have that 10th, but he got 16th this last weekend. His best start this season was 11th place in round 3. He didn't make the main events the night show.
The night show.
Caught myself. Yeah, he got taken out or kind of took himself out in the LCQ. Let's see.
Damn, dog. That's not good.
That's a good soundbite. Speaking of Danger Boy, he's going to be in Detroit.
Yeah.
I get to interview him.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, see, his past Detroit finishes, we're talking about Wilson here, 9-11, 14, 21. He's qualified 16th in every standard round and taken 16th overall in 2 of those 3 rounds.
Man, that sounds
weird.
promising.
Did you put that, or Christian? Weird at the end of it.
I didn't put weird.
All right. Kyle Chisholm, he could be a good pick. He's made 2 out of the 4 rounds so far this season. He's finished between 18th and 17th, but remember, if AC and Prado are out, well, does that even, it moves everybody up, right? Yeah. Everybody. You get a prize. You get a position. Everybody moves forward. Okay. But here's the thing with Chiz. His average LCQ finish is 9.3, so he's been a little off. And he hasn't made the main when qualifying worse than 25th. And his average heat finish, he's going to go to the LCQ most likely. Yep. I mean, his average heat finish is 12.33. They only take top 9.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Christian.
That's what I was saying with like.
What?
It's a little bit harder to choose 15th because there's always that chance they don't make it in.
Yeah. No, I know. And here's why you know that Christian, or how you know Christian wrote these stats. It's because he put at the very end, still one of the best dudes in the sport, though, no doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Christian just had to throw that. It's like Christian felt bad while writing the stats, so he had to like, still one of the best dudes, though.
Yep.
So why not just keep blasting people?
Christian, if you're watching, dude, we love you. Derek Drake, who won the $2,000 for the privateer payout.
Derek Drake.
First guy to do it.
Yeah, so he even got first in that
Rocky
LCQ.
Mountain
Yeah, he won it.
DMC privateer pick, and
Check
as
it
we
out.
mentioned in the 250 class, that means we're going to give an extra $1,000 to this man, Derek Drake, on the Toyota of Redlands Bar X Suzuki. And if Derek makes the main, we'll give him another $1,000.
grand.
Well, Derek Drake, that went pretty well, and I don't know if you know, but you got an extra $1,000, so that's $2,000 you got for that LCQ. But you got out front, and it seemed like it was a pretty easy
There you
ride.
go.
Were you aware of the
There you
cars
go.
going on
Television.
behind you because it was wild back there?
A couple extra Gs.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't at
I
first,
talked to
but
him,
when I
and
came
he's
out-
going to call in this year, too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
really cool.
It's been the best part about going to these races, dude. I get in everybody's numbers.
Yep.
It's been great. It's easy. So he's made 3 out of the 4 mains this season. He's sitting 18th in points. Let's see. Starts in standard rounds. It's been between 15th and 13th, or 15 and 13. Qualified, started, and finished 13th in the last standard round, San Francisco. And then, of course, Christian drives a Tundra. Bonus points for that. Next rider, who do we have?
Shane McElrath.
Yeah.
2024 overall finishes. We've
Move
got
these out here. Keep going.
17, 4. How's that mutter? Obviously. 16, then 18. So he's right in there. Be a really good pick.
Okay. Where'd my number?
Yeah, has finished in between 16th and 19th in 5 out of his 6 main event gate drops.
Oh, there they are. I was looking for the other number plates. Sorry, keep going. Don't let me distract.
Okay. So, yeah.
Handlebar mustache?
Handlebar mustache.
Yeah. So he looks good.
Yep.
17, 4, 16, 18.
Yeah. Finished 1 spot away from where he's qualified in the past 2 rounds.
And now he's getting those 2 spots. Dude, McElrath, he's my wild card pick right now, and I feel good about that.
I'd feel good about
I
it.
love it when you just get that warm feeling about the wild card. You just feel like statistically, dude, it's just so good.
That might just be the whiskey, dude.
Huh?
It's my birthday. Be quiet. Vince Freeze. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really seen much of Vince Freeze. He's only got the whole shot in the 3rd race last round. Did he really? This can't be correct.
He got the whole shot. He got the whole
in
shot.
the 3rd race?
It was the 2nd or 3rd.
Okay. And then what happened?
I believe it was the 3rd.
So his overall finishes so far, 22, 22, 16.
So, I mean, obviously he's dropping back, but.
Yeah. No. He's a risky
Good
one.
starter.
I wouldn't pick him. Justin Hill might not be bad, though. He's gone 14, 15. He didn't make the main in rounds 2 and 3. So he's at A1, just got 15th overall. Hasn't finished more than 3 positions away from where he's qualified. He started 13th or better in 3 of the 4 main event gate drops this season. And he got 7th overall in Detroit last season after qualifying 12th. So maybe I don't know. And now he's getting, if AC is out, it's 2 positions. My eyes just keep going right to Shane McElrath.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm more.
All right.
I'm around Wilson.
Okay.
One
Well,
of
look,
those 2 guys.
before we lock it in real quick, I just realized, you know what we forgot to do when we started the show?
What if
We're going to get our wrist slapped. We didn't talk. Grand Sid, Nick, get them up on the big screen, please. What are the grand prizes up for grabs at the end of this year? There they are. 450 SXF Race Prep KTM. 2nd place, a 252 stroke. 3rd place, SX E3, a little electric 50. Baddest bike right there. 4th place, you get a VIP trip and some training by a Wyatt Lionsmith, ex-pro, up there at the Fastway headquarters. Year supply of Dunlop MX-34 tires, Stay6 stability cycles, Motion Pro tool accessory package, Pro Honda generator and spending spree, Fly Racing gear spending spree, get that Formula helmet, some other rad gear, and then, of course, Oakley goggles and sunglasses spending spree.
Oh, yeah. On top of that, we got our weekly prizes.
Yeah? What do you
We
got?
got a Acerbis coming up. I believe it's $750 spending spree. Second place, the Fly Racing Formula helmet. Third place, Magura hydraulic clutch and the bleeder kit. We both love those. If you've ever had a cable clutch,
I'm a hydraulic clutch guy. Are you a hydraulic clutch guy?
100%.
Even on my Yamaha that came with a cable, we put a hydraulic clutch on there, dude, and I'm hydro for life.
Always smooth, no adjustments. Beautiful.
I'm not Tomac, dude. I ain't burning clutches in 10 minutes.
Exactly. So fourth place, we got some stuff from Troy Lee Design. You got the gear hookup. You've got a front and rear tire from Bridgestone for fifth. ASV clutch and brake levers, sixth. Seventh, Motul Slacker. Eighth place, you're getting some stuff from Rocky Mountain. So that's the gear bag. And then 25 bag fresheners. Beautiful. Keep that fresh. Ninth place, goodies from Work Connection. So whole shot device, and you've got that tack hour meter. 10th place, stuff from Torque One. So the lock-on grips and the levers. They're the foldable levers. So really nice stuff there.
Okay.
And if you want to know more about this stuff, just when you're putting your picks in, we've got all the prizes listed. So just click on those.
Yeah. On the website, you guys can see the overall leaderboard for the year. You can see who's at the top. You can see the weekly prizes, who won a weekly prize. You can see what's up for grabs for the following week. All the above. So make sure, check that out when you're on the Fantasy website. If you've never played Fantasy, if you're catching this show, it's RMFantasySX.com. It's free to play. You can join groups. You can create your own groups. I've noticed on the Discord, though, we've got a ladies group on there. We've got some groups going on within the Discord. By the way, go to the Discord. We're going to show memes here in just a minute. We have an all-timer, I think, with Mike Tyson. I think.
You think?
I think it's going to be special. Anyway, but yeah, so make sure you go there. Those are the prizes. We also have the Fantasy Cash.
Yep.
Your points translate to RM Cash that you can spend on our website, and how to link that. We have a video explaining that. So if you have questions about that, we'll explain it even more. But that being said, this is the Acerbis Lock Em In. Mm-hmm. There's my picks, dude. Tomac, Webb, J-Law, Sexton, Anderson, McElrath.
Can we say J-Law?
Jett Lawrence. I mean, he's been gone long enough.
All right, fine.
Here's the thing, though. You've got AP in fifth.
Yep.
Dude. But you can't, dude, I don't know. Everyone in that group's so good.
Yeah, even if it's, if I don't get everyone in the correct spot, this is damage control. That's what I did last weekend.
Oh, you're trying to get at least those 10 points.
So at a very minimum, you're going to get 20 points with my picks right
Did you just give your strategy away? I don't.
Maybe I shouldn't have.
I can't. Bro, I'm not. I can't be doing damage control and I'm already losing. I'm out for blood, dude. Yeah. I'm like Jett, and I'm gonna take the bait, and I'm just gonna send it.
Just gonna send it?
Yep.
I'm going Lawrence. I think Lawrence bounces back. Webb's always consistent, super safe. Sexton, he's looking real good, so I've got him in third. Okay. Anderson's been in there. I've made the mistake of not putting him in the top 5, and of course AP is always making it in there. And then
no Kenny for either of us. I gotta wait
for Kenny.
Yeah, I gotta wait for him to put in some results. Sid and Nick, what are your picks?
All right. To preface, I have 100 points.
She's beating me by 3.
Beating Chase.
Just had to preface that. Okay.
My number 1 pick, Sexton, obviously.
Because he took his shirt off at A1.
Hey, never forget, okay? Tomac, Webb, Anderson, Jett, and then my wild card, I'm doing Vince Freeze, baby.
I hope Sid nails it. I
Dude,
really
me
do.
too. I've never got a wild card pick.
I hope the best for. Okay. All right, Nick, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to start off by saying I have 145 points.
Ooh.
So, yeah, you might want to, just
Do you want my seat next show? You want to sit right here? Okay.
Okay, here we go. Jett, first place. Tomac, Webb, Sexton, AP, and then wild card Freddie Noren, depending on qualifying. I'll let you know.
Freddie.
Qualifying.
See, I have a hard time picking a dude that's not, going to make it in through the heats, confidently, Yep. You're that's a little dangerous to me. But
gamble.
Again, two
but
guys
that's
are
what the
gone.
wild card is.
So Robert Wolf just asked if I change my picks on race day after qualifying. I have a couple times this year. I'll be honest with you, though, at A2, I was so busy on Saturday running around with Lurch doing interviews in the pits that I didn't even look at my picks once the whole day. The night show started, I was like, oh.
It gets busy, huh?
And after the night show started, I was like, I don't remember what my picks are. And I had to go like look, and I was like, I've committed to Kenny.
Yep.
I do change them sometimes. I've just learned like this year, especially with how stacked the field is, unless somebody's just qualifying horribly, like if Tomac or Anderson, one of these guys was like outside the top 10, I might change my picks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I look at the qualifying a lot of too for the wild card more than anything now. So I don't know. Just depends on the weekend. Tomac used to be like, if he wasn't the fastest qualifier or top 3, you'd panic, but now I don't care.
Yeah.
He's kind of different. And then there's some riders like, oh yeah, like we expect Jett or Chase to be on the top of the board. So yeah, I don't know. I don't stress about it too much. I mean, look at AP. He hasn't qualified better than 10th. And he won a race, and then he just got 3rd overall. So you just got to know the qualifying habits of these riders. And then if something's like weird for them, maybe make a change.
Yep.
That's how I'm going about it.
Well, I'm a little more wild, I guess. I'm going off. It's like half stats and half how they look in qualifying. Like,
okay, it's not just where they finish, but like body language is how they look in qualifying.
They're looking comfortable, all that stuff.
Yeah, fair point.
So
I mean, I'm no Enticknap where I can look at their bike and be like, oh, his bike looks stiff. But I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know. A lot of times, like if a rider crashes in qualifying, it like kind of sets the tone, I feel like, for their night. So maybe I'll change something like if they crash.
Yep.
Like remember A1 last year, Anderson crashed twice. Hunter. Someone said I didn't say Hunter. Hunter needs a good start and a good result. He's been good, just hasn't really. I haven't really noticed him much.
No.
Him and Jay Coop, kind of like just they're
top 10 dudes.
Top 10 dudes need that top 5, right? Yeah. But that being said, I don't know. That's kind of how I'm rolling right now these days. But yeah, that's the Acerbis Lock Em In, and now here it is. It is the meme event.
Let's check it out.
I don't know which one it is. I'm a big archery guy, so I like this one.
Tight pattern.
It's a good group.
Off to the side.
Okay. Dude, look at that. What do they call that when they morph their face in?
Deep fake.
Deep fake.
It works.
It's that his facial expression though. You ever notice Jay Coop can never put his hat on straight? His bill is always to the side, and it drives me nuts. It's like, bro, can't you just like square it up? It's always like up and tilted over.
Either it's an intentional thing or maybe he just doesn't care what people think.
I don't know, dude. It's something I notice. It drives me bonkers. And then that smirk too. It's just
gotta match the smirk.
It's like he talks with the smirk too. The smirk never comes off.
He's got the hat going the opposite way to balance. You know? All right, what do we got next?
All right, next meme.
Every 30-plus vet rider watching Ladinovich make a man.
Do you know about
I'm not
Billy?
going to lie. I was like, let's go.
Oh, yeah. I saw him.
Yeah, he was racing back in the day.
Dude, his last win was 2011 or 2012, right?
I don't know when it was.
Yeah, it was like I think around then. Someone's going to correct me, but it was like 2011, 2012. He won a 250 main event. Wasn't a 450.
Yeah.
But, dude, 40 years old to get in, like, you're still a gnarly dude. So, props to him.
Props.
What do we got?
So you're telling me there's... Oh, that's such a burn.
All I know is that if I was in a haunted house and that Mickey Mouse came around a corner, I would lose it, dude. That's worse than that's worse than what's the name of the clown from It?
Oh, Pennywise.
Pennywise. That's scarier than Pennywise,
it is,
dude.
100%.
Pennywise, I'd just be like, nah.
It's like Fast Night at Freddy's looking stuff right there.
Oh, there's some movie out right
Freddy
now.
Norton at Freddy's.
Have you seen that? Is that what you're talking about?
Uh-huh. With all it's like
the big stuffed animals.
Five Nights at Freddy's,
not
Fast Night at Freddy's.
Fast and Furious meets horror movie over here. Yeah.
I just lisp.
I love that he's got the headset on.
Glad I'm not the only one.
Oh, these have been the best ones of the year so far. I'm telling you, I'm crying right now.
Keep them coming.
I'm crying right now. But when I saw that one, shout out Tim G. When I saw that one the first time, dude, I was like, no, everyone behind me in our office was just like, what are you laughing at, dude? And I was just dying. That was pretty good. Did I just lisp?
It's a good one.
Did I tell you? Yeah, AP Anderson.
Watching the 250 main.
See, yeah, I mean, were they? I don't understand this one. Was something going on? Are those two really close?
Yeah, what's going on here?
I think they were just like sitting really close next to each other, just getting along,
Just
being
like-
bros,
okay.
just hanging
yeah.
out.
I
Growing
wasn't
out.
watching the broadcast, so I was like, I don't know what I missed,
beautiful.
but sounds good.
Yep.
Did you see Jett and Kenny Anderson were lined up next to each other on that third race?
Yep.
Awkward. Just look the other way. Look the other way.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're in for a treat though. I'm excited. Detroit Supercross. Oh, last story.
Okay, let's hear
So
it.
Anaheim 2.
Yeah.
I'm up there. I'm on the podium. I'm about to do my first announcement of the night. And I committed myself before. I said, I'm going to not go full lurch, but I'm going to try and like do a little bit of yelling. Like not just like talk like, all right, everybody. It was like, let's go. Dude, first, as soon as I crack my voice, dude, voice crack. Like yelling voice crack
Embarrassing.
over the PA to the entire, to 40, 50,000 people, whatever, dude. I was just like, that sucked.
Damn, dog. That's
happens.
not good.
Yeah. Anyway, just it happened.
Coming
You
back
learn-
bigger, better, stronger next week.
You learn from your mistakes, dude. Voice cracked so bad.
But honestly, that's like maybe not every kid's dream, but my dream. Like, let's get ready to rumble. Any announcer like that, that's got to be a good time.
Yeah, it
So,
is a good time.
nice
I'm gonna
work.
have to dig deep though because I was only doing like a fraction of what I have to do in Detroit, and my voice got tired. But it's the screaming that makes your voice tired. Lurch has just got a gift, man.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, look, thank you so much for watching this video to live today. This was a really good show. I had a great time. Thank you again to Adam Enticknap, the 7 Deuce for calling in. And please go get your picks in. Go to RMFantasySX.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go join the Discord. The link to that is down below. Don't forget, 20 tickets to Arlington. You just got to comment after this video is live if you can make it. It's not including travel. And we're going to pick some lucky winners to give away some tickets. I'll be in Arlington, by the way. That's one of the other races I'm filling in for old Lurchy. So, yeah, should be a good time.
Stop by, say hi.
Stop by, say hi.
If you can.
If you hear me in the stadium, I'd love some critical feedback. How did I sound? You can be honest. Won't hurt my feelings. I'm here for it.
Other than that, don't forget to get your picks in. Again, noon. If
Oh,
you're
that's
in
right, day
California,
race.
they're going to be going off at noon. So
Noon.
get it done.
I like it, though. Watch the races. Still have your evening. Hang out with the fam. Go out to dinner. Go on a date. If you're Chuck, you never know.
Do whatever you want.
I like
I
that.
do whatever I want to do.
That's right. Single life.
Okay, well, I guess that's it.
Happy
And,
birthday to me, everybody, and thank you so much for checking in live. Charles, sign us out. You do it today.
All right. Good luck on your picks, and have fun watching the races. See ya.